Hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of our student podcast, The Student Voice. Today I am delighted to be joined by first year software design with virtual reality and gaming student Raphael. Raphael is going to give us a little bit of insight into his transition to third level, the scholarships he has achieved here at AIT and a small bit about his course. So hi Raphael, how are you today?
I'm keeping very well, and yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. So Raphael, we're going to jump straight into it and we're going to actually go back to this time next year. So how did you find the transition to third level when you started with us here at AIT in September?
Well, the transition was very difficult at the beginning, especially coming straight from the Leaving Cert. So like in the Leaving Cert, you're told like they don't want to tell you like this, but like you're told like if you just learn everything off, you'll be fine. But in college, you can't really come in with that mindset because you'll be left behind. So in college, you're more focused on actually gaining an understanding of like each specific topic, subject, etc. So like that was a very difficult concept for me. Like I can't just learn it off and call it a day. Like I actually have to understand what I'm doing so I can gain better experience in college. Also, I found it difficult, the increased workload. Like the workload was more focused, not like in Leaving Cert that you have 12 subjects all random stuff that you don't really care about. But in college, it's more focused. Like for me, I'm doing software, so it's software based. But the thing is, you have to like keep up with your work constantly, and there's no one telling you like in secondary school, like your teachers, oh, if you don't do this, I'll send you a letter back home or something. In college, it's not like that. You have to take responsibility for your own work. So yeah, that was another new experience for me.
Yeah, I think that's a really good insight into the first couple of weeks. It is a lot different to secondary school. Yeah. And the point you made there is definitely that you do have to become very independent in college. And as you said, like your lecturers don't, we say hold your hand kind of like your teachers do, or give you like a warning saying, okay, Raphael, your assignment is due. Like it's very much on your own bat and you have to be independent and take responsibility for your own work.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And did you find the assessments differed from school to college then for you, Raphael?
Well, for me, it was more continuous assessments. So like more project-based work rather than actual writing down stuff. So for like, I would say 75% of my course was project continuous assessments. But the thing was like how can I say it? Like the speed of which you get assessments was way quicker than the Leaving Cert. So like I'd say like 1 month, 2 months in, I was ready doing assessments. So you have to be up to date and from day one. Like you can't slack off or you'll be left behind.
Yeah.
So
that's a really good piece of advice as well, to say in September, definitely invest so much straight away because you can easily be left behind. Even in the first 2 or 3 weeks, you cover such basic things that really can bring up your grades, as you said, for your assessments, because it is so important to gain as much information as you can in the first couple of weeks to then, of course, make your grades better, and it gives you a better opportunity to obviously do better in your projects as well.
Yeah, and also with for the theory, if you leave it to like the last 2 or 3 months, it's not gonna look well for you, because the theory, especially for me, because my course this year wasn't semesterized. So I had to learn everything from September to May-ish.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, April. To April. April. Yeah, to April.
Yeah, April, yeah.
Yeah, to April. So if I had left it to like 2 or 3 months behind, I'll be under so much pressure to like remember, oh, what did I do in September? Because like, obviously, it's not, as I said, it's not like the Leaving Cert. You don't have like a list of stuff. Oh yeah, I'll just learn this, I'll be grand. You have to have a broad understanding of everything. So yeah, and the lecturers, they'll give you hints, but they will make it too obvious. So you have to take responsibility for yourself.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a really good piece of advice, that often it's really easy to maybe judge what's coming up on the Leaving Cert, like, okay, it didn't come up last year, it came up the year before, it didn't come up the year before, it came up the year before that. It's very easy to kind of maybe get a good idea, and your teachers are always giving you hints. But when you go to lectures, as you said, they might give you small hints, but they really want you to make the exams and the assessments your own and try and figure it out yourself, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. And Raphael, we're going to talk a little bit about the two incredible scholarships you've got with us here at AIT. So we go firstly into the Scholarship of Excellence. So this is obviously awarded to any student who gets 500 plus points in the Leaving Cert. So congratulations, and that is an incredible academic achievement, and we're very proud of this to have you here on board with us. But do you want to tell us a little bit about how you were so proud to achieve this award?
Oh yes, so I learned about this award when I was in 6th year. So it really encouraged me to like push harder in my studies to get this award because it was so beneficial to me. So the award consists of like a €500 bursary and free gym membership. And I love the gym, so to have it free for a whole year would just be perfect for me. So I said, I'll just study, get what I need to get so I can get the gym membership. But also it's such a accolade just to say like, oh, I got 500 points when I Leaving Cert. So like that's also an amazing thing as well.
Yes, it's honestly incredible, and it just proves when you set your heart at something, if you want to achieve something, you can. And I think that's a really important advice for anyone in going into college, for example. Like if you want to do really well, it is achievable if you just set specific goals. Like as you said there, like the gym membership was such a bonus, but you also got a €500 bursary, and you get this incredible academic achievement that you can take throughout your obviously college career, but then on into your professional life afterwards, and it will always be recognized.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and secondly, you're also a sports scholarship holder here at AIT, so you're really like involved in everything. So I think that's a really good option there for students to say you did incredible in your Leaving Cert, you got 500 plus points, but obviously you still prioritized your sport and you made time to do everything. So do you want to talk us a little bit into how you got the sports scholarship as well, Raphael?
Okay, so I mainly do athletics, but I also do Gaelic and soccer. But I would give one tip for anyone that wants to apply is that even if you like, especially for me, because in athletics you can come last, and like you'll think that's a bad thing, but if you put down like if you have more stuff done, like okay, I came last in last year, but I came 4th next year, 5th next year. If you list out everything you've done, it's better than putting down, oh, I came 1st once. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so if I was telling someone to apply, put down everything you've done, whether it be I ran for my primary school and I don't know, whatever. Just put it down, like, it shows that, oh, you're consistent, you're focused, you like put passion, you have a passion for what you're actually doing, not that you're just like, oh, I just do it on the side. And I'll also say, like, especially in 6th year, sports really helped me because it was just like, it helped me relax, de-stress, just to take a break from all the hard work, you know. So, yeah.
I think that's such a good piece of advice there, Raphael, that you did do your sport. And it's such an easy way to like switch off from your studies and definitely get your head back. And it's so good for your mental health, especially when you're under so much pressure at the time, doing exams and trying to figure things out. It's really important to prioritize your mental health and do make time for sport because it will reflect in your studies then, because you go into your studies with a much clearer head.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in the last 3 months, not even 3 months, up to January to June. If you're not doing anything other than studying, it really affects your mental health. Like, you just feel down, you just feel like tired. But sport just gives you like that avenue to just say, hey, I'll just like take a break from study, go play football with my friends, do whatever, clear my head, and you just be back being able to study 100%.
I think that's honestly an excellent piece of advice, Raphael. I think that's something that any student at any level, whether they're studying going into 5th year next year, going into do the Leaving Cert next year, obviously the Leaving Cert this year are in different circumstances, but even college students, I think that's so important. Like, do prioritize your mental health. Your studies are important, but your mental health is so important also, and they work hand in hand. So if you prioritize your studies and you prioritize your sport, what will happen is they both will make time for each other, and you'll find your grades will still be good no matter what.
Yes, of course. And also, as you said, it'll make time for each other. It'll teach you how to manage your time accordingly. So like, you'll say, oh, I have to study for 1 hour. So you're not going to be playing on your phone for like 3 hours, look at your book for 30 minutes and say, oh, I study for like 4 hours or something. You won't be doing that.
Yes, that is brilliant advice. And Raphael, I have one last question for you. Do you have any advice for any student who is maybe right now in this unforeseen circumstances, obviously with COVID, and maybe looking into studying software design with VR and gaming, and maybe trying to achieve a sports scholarship? Have you any advice for them if they're interested in finding out more about software, or even a little bit of information about the sports scholarships, for example?
Okay, so regarding the software side, software is such an amazing course because you can literally do it anywhere at all. Like, most of the software companies are still running up now because all they need is a laptop or whatever you need to get the work done. And I'd say if you want to do software, I'd say like take a look into it before you actually like join the course. Like maybe watch a couple of videos, gain understanding, because it'll help you a lot in the first 3 weeks of first year because you already understand the basic concepts of software development. So it'll give you a huge advantage over the crowd, as well as the current Leaving Cert students facing the circumstances now. I'll just say, you just take it easy. Like don't over worry, don't over stress. It'll just be better. Don't worry about it. Whatever happens, happens. It's you can't change it. So we'll be grand.
I think that's brilliant advice. And Raphael, thank you so much for joining me. You gave such a good insight into all the things available at AIT, especially both scholarships that you've achieved, which is an incredible achievement, and a lovely insight into how you found the first couple of weeks of college, and also a nice insight into software design with VR and gaming. And your little bit of advice there at the end saying, yes, do a little bit of research before you come in and get ahead of everyone else. You'll find it really is a big advantage to you in September, hopefully.
Yeah.
Perfect. So thank you so much for joining me today, Raphael. I really appreciate it. Best of luck with your assessments this summer, and I look forward to hopefully welcoming you back in September. Thank you so much, Raphael.
Take care. Bye.